Hi guys, it's Bill again. And interesting idea came to mind. When I was a child, whatever, go out to dinner, there was one Italian restaurant, and one of the things I learned to like there was they made this homemade blue cheese dressing. And so I just thought that's what blue cheese was. Well, you know, my mom would have salads at home and she'd buy different kinds of blue cheese dressing. I never thought they were the same. And then when I started working in a restaurant, actually I was the dressing guy. I made them all from scratch. And I made a blue cheese dressing. It wasn't great, but it made me realize there's a huge difference in what comes out of the bottle. And let me tell you, it's never, ever going to be anywhere close to making homemade. And I've tried to kind of play with some ideas about how to make homemade blue cheese dressing, and so I've pretty much, I think, covered it. So let's get started here. I need the blue cheese too. Alright, so the first thing is I've got buttermilk because that's like the main ingredient. What you got to do is you got to shake it up first. I really like, this is like the gourmet whole milk one. If you get the light stuff, it's just not the same, you know. So I just think that it's better. And I've tried it both ways, trust me. Alright, so I know I've done this before, but I want to show you because everyone always asks me, well, how do you measure this stuff? So we're going to use displacement. Now I just shook this again. Normally I'd wait a minute, but I need to get about a cup. And I want to make sure I go a little, you know how to use the meniscus. So I want to use the meniscus below where all those air bubbles are. Perfect. So that's a cup, right? Well, I need a cup of mayonnaise. So how do I do that? It's by displacement. And mayonnaise actually floats, so it's kind of easy. My favorite spatula again. Do this slow but steady, and if you touch the spatula into the buttermilk, please either clean it or get another type of spatula. Just taking my time. I'm getting pretty close. And you gotta kind of eyeball and guess because it looks like icebergs floating in there, especially if you put like big mounds in at a time. Just a little bit more. I think the bubbles are dissipating out of the buttermilk, and it's causing the level to come down because I had it pretty much on cue. Clean up my mess. So you can see that really it's definitely a cup of each, maybe a hair more. It's in the scheme of things, as long as you keep the ratio fairly close, you're going to be good. Alright, so what are we going to do with this? So, I've talked about it, but sometimes I don't always show it. I love having a silicone mat put my bowl on because it holds it really still. This thing ain't going nowhere. And I just get that poured in there. Got rid of my spatula too quick. Just want to get most of this stuff in here. So far so good, right? And see if I hit the edges, it doesn't go clunk, clunk, clunk. Which really picks up on the mic. When I'm playing back, I was like, ooh, that was kind of rough. Alright, so I guess we're not quite done yet, right? So what I need to do now is I gotta get juice, half a lemon. And you know, if you mix lemon juice and milk, you get buttermilk. It's not thick or great, but if you're in a bind, you can do that. Worcestershire sauce. So I always shake it. I think it actually says on the bottle, shake the bottle. It does. I don't need a whole lot because it's going to kind of change the color. But I want to put a teaspoon. For some reason my bottle's leaking. This is a bad sign. Clean as we go. And keep it in the refrigerator, right? Now I've got put some black pepper in here. And I like the black pepper the way it offsets the creaminess of the dressing. So I'm going to put a little crazy in here. Let me tell you, it's a good investment, a decent pepper mill. Last but not least, well, actually it's not last, but we'll pretend. In this bunch it will be. I got a couple cloves of garlic. Now, you can either press it or you can sit here and really finely mince it. Your choice. I mince this because I gave my garlic press to my daughter, so that's not going to work. And the garlic doesn't bother me, so. But we just want two, average sized cloves. And then I can do this with a fork, but just to show you, and I got a new spatula, so, and this one doesn't go cling, 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 cling. I thought it was pretty cool. So just want to start getting, if you kind of just start in one area, just start the whole process of, basically you're getting the mayonnaise mixed in, right? And then you don't need to beat it to death and make content fly all over the kitchen. We just want to kind of stir it. And that's what spatulas are really good at. Just be gentle. And I really do like this. First time I've tried it. So this was a good investment. Just looking. See how easy that was? Wasn't that just amazing? Alright. Last but not least, I can say that, I got a bunch of chives, right? So the thing about chives are, you want to cut the yellow end, which is the ground end, and you want to cut the point off. So when you're cutting it into little teeny, chopping it, you're really just cutting it into little miniature tubes. You should be able to see the tubes. So I actually took more than I needed, but it goes bad so fast. I went and cut it. And, I got it this morning, and I'm like, I'm going to use it all up. So what? And I've got here 4 ounces. This is already crumbled blue cheese. Doesn't have to be super fancy. I went to the specialty store and I looked around and I was like, I ain't paying that much money for a little bit of blue cheese. This is Danish. It's good blue cheese. It's not Roquefort because it didn't come from Roquefort County, right? Took me forever to understand that as a kid. My sister had some kind of recipe for Roquefort that she made. And it was really pretty interesting because it all got mixed in the mixer. And then you add a little bit of cheese at the end, but most of the cheese actually got blended in. And it gave it an interesting kind of taste and texture because the cheese really kind of made it smooth. And that's probably because we didn't use buttermilk. So And now I'm just going to take a fork, and I just want to kind of mix this around. And you know, the combination of the lemons going to, just like using vinegar, is going to activate the buttermilk a little bit. So this is going to thicken up real nice. And obviously, if you're not a big fan of big chunks of blue cheese, you can kind of, you know, put it in a bowl and bust it up with your fork a little bit. But see, this is, I mean, this is really simple. Simple, 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 Simon. Just get this. And what I would do normally is I'm going to wrap it up and put it in the fridge and let it kind of mature and develop the flavors. And but because I have y'all here watching me, I just want to show you how this all gets together in the end. Like I said, it's going to taste a whole lot better in a little bit. But I'm just going to get some, and you can see it's really thick, you know, it's really holding itself together, which is what we want. Why is it every time I cook something that I really like, I just get lost in it. I just start drooling, thinking, man, this is going to be really good. I'm already planning dinner based on this, you know. All right. So I got a little bit here. Silicone mats, they're worth every penny when you can't melt them. You know, you have a hot pot here, great if you're mashing potatoes so pot doesn't go flying. So I just happen to have keeping warm. What do I like blue cheese with? I like it with some wings, some carrots, some celery. But you know, these are actually a dry rub chicken wing that are nice and spicy. I actually love them, and you can air fry them. I'll link it to that recipe too. But you see, this is really pretty simple, basic, great. And I certainly hope that you'll take the time to try it if you like blue cheese. Not everyone does. But also keep in the back of your mind that you've had a lot of bad blue cheese out of a jar that was, you know, like consistency of Jello or something, I don't know, or pudding, that I absolutely just I hate. Anyway, just want to show you something real quick and easy. Hope you try it. You know, maybe you can get your kids to add something to their taste profile and like. And remember, like I always say, thank you for subscribing. Please keep doing it. Get your friends too. Ring the notification bell so you all know when all my new videos come out. And comment. Tell me you tried it. Tell me you don't like blue cheese, which I'm sorry about, but I do have ranch that I do, and the Chipotle ranch is really good too. So I got a bunch of dressings out there. Like I said, I used to make dressing all the time. And have a great day, and I will see you next time.